Hometown Discoveries Las Vegas is a local weekend morning show featuring the people, events, and companies that make Las Vegas the place to live, shop, work, and play. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. We're here again at the historic 5th Street School at this very grassroots award ceremony for several women here in town. In fact, they honored over 100 women, 100 causes for the nonprofit Sector Foundation Crop Cares Awards. The people we are meeting at the event here prove beyond a doubt that Las Vegas has a heart. We'd like to introduce you to some of these amazing individuals who give so much to our community and are being honored at this event. Before we meet these wonderful people, let's see what else we have in store for you today. Linda Ward stops by with some mortgage advice and gardening tips. Joanne Lucia shows a comfortable design style.
It's extremely comfortable. It's very adaptable for a lot of different people.
Richard Hanseen answers a few questions for us. Our pharmacist talks flu prevention. So we're here with Kelly Harrington, who has a very special calling to be a clown. Kelly, tell us about this.
I'm Rainbow the Clown. I've been Rainbow the Clown for about 17 years. And I am an adoptive mom. I've adopted 2 children with special needs and in the process of adopting my third. I volunteer with an organization called the Adoption Exchange, and what we do is we find homes for hard-to-place children here in Las Vegas. Right now, Nevada is the worst state in the nation for foster care and adoption. And volunteering with this organization, I found out that they were having some issues with funding. And, you know, right now in today's world, organizations need to be unique in their fundraising. So, you know, anybody can put together a spaghetti dinner. And a spaghetti dinner has been done 1,000 times over. And so I came up with this idea for us to have a clown troupe. And our clown troupes would all be volunteers. We train the volunteers to go out and perform at birthday parties, different events, and then when it's all said and done, it's a donation. So if you're a single mom and you don't have a lot of money, you could give us $20, $30, whatever you can afford. That's more money than we had to begin with, and you have a service and we have a service. But we're also promoting the Adoption Exchange. And so now we leave that home with a flyer so they know exactly what we're doing. But the other element about this is unique is that we hire clowns of all types. We have clowns with disabilities. So we have 2 clowns in wheelchairs, we have 1 hearing impaired clown, and we have about 14 visually impaired clowns. So we're not turning anybody away. So if you want to be a clown and, you know, if you think you might have it, you can be a clown with our clown troupe.
So now, just to be clear, you're not in your clown costume today.
No. Sometimes I have a hard time. I'm Rainbow so much now that I have a hard time knowing, you know, am I Kelly or am I Rainbow? Who am I? You know, and I have to turn Kelly off and turn Rainbow on, or I have to turn Rainbow on and Kelly off. So, I mean, but Rainbow the Clown is an extension of who I am. You know, when I married my husband with my clown shoes on. And I did that so that he would know what he was getting, the poor guy. He knew what he was getting himself into, because there's some things in my life that I can trim. And there's some things in my life that you can, you know, play with and manipulate and either cut out or cut back. I was not willing to budge with Rainbow. And my husband knew that this is who I am. I've been this for my whole life. And so, you know, it's just an extension of who I am.
What a gift. I am so impressed. And now if someone wants to be a clown and work with you, how would they reach you?
Well, the Adoption Exchange phone number is 436-6335, or you can contact me at my, and I'm fine with giving my cell phone number. It's 702-265-6115, or you can email me at kaharrington at cox.net. So, I mean, anybody can be a clown. And if you don't want to be a clown and you want to volunteer for our offices or you want to hire us, give us a call.
I have to tell you how special this is that you're working for the Adoption Exchange. My son and his wife have adopted special children and from out of the foster system. Now they live in Arizona, but it's such a touching experience to watch children who've never had a permanent home come into a home and be adopted. It truly is heartwarming.
It's, you know, When you give birth to a baby, the doctor gives you the baby and, you walk out of there and you don't think anything of it. But when you stand up in front of a judge and you raise your right hand and you swear that you will always take care of this child, you will always love this child, you will be there for them, you will discipline them, you will, the good times and the bad times. There's something that my husband and I always said, each time, we're not going to cry in the courtroom, you're a basket case. It is the most, because you're walking into this. Some women, they don't even know they're pregnant. Some women plan it, some women don't. But when you walk into an adoption, you're actually walking into something willing participant. You hear, they tell you what's going on with this child and if they have special needs. Sometimes you'll sit in a room with somebody for 20 or 30 minutes and they'll go through this long list of things and then you'll go, okay, that sounds good. To where everyone else would be like, yeah, I don't think I could do that. You hear all these things that this child has dealt with and all the hurt and all the pain and all the things that they've been through. And then you sit there and go, okay, that sounds good, and I always like to refer to parents, when you see, I don't know if you've ever seen the commercial for the Army, but you see a war going on, and you see everybody running out of the war, and then a few minutes later, you see the Army running in. Well, that's foster parents and adoptive parents. When everyone's running out and from, we're running in. And it's not easy, but, my oldest boy that I've adopted, they told us he wouldn't read or write, and he's a honor roll student. So,
Congratulations.
Yeah, he's my pride and joy. He's a Boy Scout. He is the love of my life, and I look at him sometimes and it's like it takes my breath away to see this little boy that wasn't given a lot of hope becoming this man that is, there's no words that can describe how that feels.
Well, Kelly, I'm not sure whether to call you Rainbow or Kelly here because you're just sparkling. I don't know if you can see this on camera, but Kelly is just sparkling, and we're so glad to have met you today. What's your favorite Las Vegas discovery? Follow us and tweet with us at HometownD. Have you wondered how a city like ours that is rich with so much history could just blow up its old buildings? If you've thought nothing built mid-century was still standing, think again. There are so many mid-century modern homes here, we spend a whole weekend celebrating. Organizers of the upcoming Mid-Century Modern Home Tour share details about the weekend of festivities you won't want to miss.
I'm Caroline Muse Grant, co-founder of the Architectural and Decorative Arts Society, otherwise known as ADAS. We are pleased to host our third annual Mid-Century Modern Weekend, October 26, 27, and 28, celebrating mid-century architecture and lifestyle. Our events include a Friday night sock hop with live music, fashions, and great fun. On Saturday, we'll have a symposium with experts on design and lifestyle. And on Sunday, we conclude with a 4-hour double-decker bus tour of the iconic mid-century neighborhoods here in our great city. For more information, visit our website at www.adas-lv.com, or you can contact me directly at creativemuse@cox.net.
Linda Ward gives us some FHA mortgage advice, and she shares her plant with us.
Hi, I'm Linda Ward with Red Rock Mortgage. Let's talk about FHA loans today. FHA loans, they're a great way to finance your home purchase. Several people think that you're only allowed to have one FHA loan in your whole lifetime. That's not true. You're only allowed to have one FHA loan at a time, and it has to be for your owner-occupied, your primary residence. So let's talk about some of the benefits. Why would you want to use an FHA loan to purchase your home? One, you only have to come in with a 3.5% down payment instead of the conventional loan with anywhere from 5% to 20% down. Next, FHA allows you to have a gift for your whole down payment. So a family member can give you the gift funds for your down payment and possibly your closing costs. And three, it does allow for a little bit of a leniency as far as your credit history is concerned. FHA is a great way to purchase a home, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. FHA also considers if you have not purchased a home or owned a home within the last 3 years and you currently do not have an FHA loan on any property, then you're considered a first-time home buyer. Okay, so now we've talked about purchases for FHA. Let's go ahead and switch a minute to an FHA refinance. That's another benefit. Once you have an FHA loan, you are eligible to always do what's called an FHA Streamline Refinance. You can take advantage of the lower rates, change from a 30-year to a 15-year loan without the benefit of having an appraisal. So that's a great benefit. And I have many, many clients that we are doing FHA Streamlines right now to refinance these people at a much, much lower rate, and we're saving them so much money. So if you currently have an FHA loan, give me a call, Linda Ward at Red Rock Mortgage, and let's see if an FHA Streamline will benefit you and help you save some money on a monthly basis. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Give me a call at 320-9595. Hi, I'm Linda Ward. Well, we're not in my garden, but I did bring this Agapanthus from my garden. And Agapanthus is a rhizome. So as you can see, today, this weekend, I am going to divide this plant. Now, all you do is dig it up. It is a clump, just like this, in my yard. And an Agapanthus is one of those flowers where you get a nice, beautiful stalk, and it has a bright bluish purple flower on the end of it. Sometimes it's white. But after 3 or 4 years in the garden, they do need to be divided. So you dig them up, and you just pull them apart like this, and it's very, very easy. Actually, I'm making a little bit of a mess here. And then you just replant this. Now, this is the root system. These are the rhizomes of the plant. You just repot this, replant this in the garden, and then next year you will have 3, 4, 5, depending on how big your clump is that you've actually divided. Use what you need to divide, and then what a great way to share this with lots of friends. So what I do is, as I divide them, I'll take a little baggie, get my little paper towel together, wrap it up like this so you keep the root system nice and moist. Stick it back in the baggie. What a great way to share these with your friends. Here, Debbie, you're my friend from Hometown Discoveries.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Your garden will love that.
I'm excited. If you have a question for one of our experts, you can contact us on our website at hometowndiscoveries.com. Richard Hanseen answers a few questions. I'm so glad you stopped by the event this evening, Richard. I've had so many people come up to me and ask me questions about what you do and why they should use an independent financial services company like yours.
I call myself a wealth advisor because I'm client-centered. I don't work for B of A, I don't work for Merrill Lynch, I don't work for Morgan Stanley. I have an association of experts across the country who specialize in their particular area. For instance, we use money managers in Philadelphia that have been managing money for about 26 years. We're associated with a group called the M Group, which is a huge insurance group who look at large cases and design those cases with the client involved. So instead of being a sales guy knocking on doors say, you ought to have this policy, we take a look at the client's financial situation, and more importantly, what do they want? Because some may not want, they have different goals and objectives. So we listen to those goals and objectives and then create products or strategies and tactics that match with them.
Thank you, Richard. Now I have one last question. Year-end planning. It's here. It's hard to believe. What should people do right now?
Do you want me to give you the funny answer or the real answer? How about the funny answer? Throw your hands up in the air. You know, we have a Congress that's not doing its job, hasn't passed a budget in 3 years. Regardless of what your politics are, they are not doing their job. We have a situation where the existing tax law will implode in January 1st, 2013. So right now we're operating under old law, and we will be until December 31st. So we do a couple of things. First of all, you need to get with your advisor because we're going to be in flux for some time. We're going to go from now probably through the election. We're going to have a lame duck Congress, and we're going to be able to see what they're doing during that period of time. You don't need to make your activities happen until December 31st. Now I'm going to say December 15th because you want to make sure whatever contributions you make clear the bank. But you have that much time to make the decision. But you need to talk to the experts so they can monitor the trigger points that come as Congress deals with this law or doesn't deal with it, so that your wishes are taken care of to the best you can. And I told you earlier about a client I had in California. She's 95. She has $4 million. She has 3 trusts. One's her trust, the two other are charitable trusts. The charitable trusts don't have any issues with them because the beneficiaries are charities and they'll go right to them. But the money that she used to live on is about $2 million. She lives off the interest. So, under the new law, there's a $5 million estate tax exemption. So in this case, she won't have any. If she died by December 31st of 2012, there would be no issue. If she lived into 2013, the question rises, what is the exemption amount going to be? Will it be the $1 million they're talking about? Will it be $2 million? Will it be $5 million if they extend all the cuts? Those are issues that only a professional who's tied into that email set, if you will, keeps track of and can give you the information that you need. So it's a little tumultuous period. You really do need a professional to talk to you about what your needs are, because the planning we did 10 years ago may not work on January 1st, 2013. So you just need to be aware of it.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Here's Jamie Donaldson, our local pharmacist, with advice about preventing the flu from catching you.
Once again, thank you for tuning into Hometown Discoveries. Today I want to talk about the flu. Flu season is getting close. In fact, in some ways it's already here. So let's discuss, when should you get a flu shot to prevent the flu? The Center for Disease Control recommends that everyone should get a flu shot. 6 months or older, you should get a flu shot. If you're struggling with whether or not, I really don't want to get this flu shot, here's some things you should consider. If you're 50 or older, you should definitely get a flu shot. If you have a medical condition such as diabetes, heart condition, asthma, you should definitely get a flu shot. Pregnancy, you should get a flu shot. Children, by all means, because being in school, they're going to be exposed to the virus and they need that protection. So it's very, they should definitely get a flu shot. You should talk that over with your pediatrician, but I think all school children should be vaccinated against the flu. So let's keep that in mind when you're trying to make the decision. If you're working in an environment where you come in contact with a lot of people with the flu, such as a clinic, a hospital, a nursing home, school teachers, you should definitely get the flu shot. The flu shot will prevent the flu and it will keep you from getting sick. As far as getting sick from the flu shot, it's very, very rare that you're going to get ill from the flu shot. If you get ill, it's caused from something else. The only time not to get a flu shot, if you're allergic to eggs or egg protein, or if you're experiencing a high fever. You should get the flu shot when you're well and your fever is normal. So that's the only 2 times that I know of that you should not get a flu shot. So I highly recommend that everyone get a flu shot. Again, thank you so much for watching, and your health is priceless.
Want more hometown discoveries? Check out our Facebook page and hit the like button. We'll be posting behind-the-scenes photos and comments that we want to share with you. Joanne Lucia shows a comfortable design style.
Now this is our last design element that we have in the showroom.
Okay.
We call this contemporary. It is really clean lines. We happen to have a fabulous leather sofa and matching chair. It's extremely comfortable. It's very adaptable for a lot of different people, men and women both. This happens to be ribboned mahogany, round table with it's a gorgeous round table. I love it.
I think this is what we're going to end up buying.
You think so? Okay.
I definitely
well,
think
then
this is
let
what
me
we're
show
gonna
you a
buy.
couple of other parts, just in case.
Okay.
We have this element on the back wall, which I love. It's actually a combination of 9 pieces. So you can create this as a wall piece as it is, using the 9. You can create it individually and stagger them. You can have a lot of fun with them.
I like that.
I like also the glass lamps because they're oversized, giving it a little bit of punch,
Right.
which is good.
Right.
Right over here we have again a contemporary version of what these are actually slipper chairs is what they are, and the 3 pieces that are in front are different stones. So they call them drink tables because they're not a big huge cocktail table, but they give a person a place to put a glass of wine.
And the size of my son's condo, that would be perfect.
Could be very, very adaptable, yes.
I think I really like that couch better than that one for him.
Okay.
Given it's a son.
Sure.
And that would be much better situation. And I love these little tables, and I like this.
And what we also might look at is we do have a small dining area in that particular condo, and we want having a glass top, which is a great because you get a bigger space, volume, and it doesn't take up so much eye space. Those particular chairs that we have over there happen to be in white, but they could be in black, so they change the entire complexion of the chair. And we would redo the seats because they're very basic.
I think black would be a much better choice for a boy.
I think it would be fabulous.
A young man.
And put an animal on or cowhide or something like that. Give it a little bit of gusto.
I like that. I like that a lot.
And one of the things we were talking about, and I was seeing on the floor plan, we have a small bedroom. Well, not to take a queen-size bed, which is fine, certainly. Right. What might be interesting, because we have a limited space, we have a pair of these, which I happen to like very, very well. They have, they're in black, which is nice. They're a good scale so that you have enough room to put a lamp, a clock radio, a telephone, and what have you. And it does have a drawer space, and it does have opening storage. I think that'll give him enough warmth as far as table lamps are concerned. We don't get warmth from recessed lights, but we do get them from table lamps, floor lamps, and things like that.
I like that. Why don't we go to your office and sit down and talk about what the prices would be?
Let's do that.
I'm happy. I like this.
I'm happy too. If you'd like to have a little fun browsing in the showroom, just stop by so we can help you create the right look for your home.
Previously on Hometown Discoveries, you heard from Branch Whitney, local author and hiking expert. You can see all our past programs on YouTube. You can even subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/Hometown Discoveries. I'm here with Darcy Neighbors, Executive Director with DJs for PJs. I know it's a little noisy here at the event, and it's going to get even noisier, but I just had to sit down with Darcy. Darcy, this is such a great nonprofit that you started. Tell us a little bit about how you got it started.
Wow, it goes all the way back to 2003, Debbie. I was in the leadership class of 2003, and we had to do a homework project for Child Haven. I was in the 2 to 4-year-old classroom, and I was moved by these little kids that had no place, their parents had abused and neglected them physically, mentally, emotionally. And I went to the director at the end of the 2-hour program that I helped with, and she goes, this community has been so good to us, but we need one thing. She goes, we need pajamas desperately. I went home that night, called my mom, who lives in the valley, and I said, Mom, let me tell you what happened today. I broke down crying, and she said, Darcy, with all your media contacts, you should do something like DJs for PJs. And I said, that's it, Mom. So I took the idea back to my leadership class. They all thought I was absolutely crazy. So we figured, okay, let's just put this out one day in April, which was Child Abuse Neglection Month. And so we said, let's just do this. And the first year we did it, we had 3,000 pairs of pajamas brought out.
3,000 the first year?
The very first year. It was absolutely amazing. We did it up at Boca Park. We had one location. And over the years, the leadership class committed to do this for 10 years as our class project, which we just celebrated our 10th anniversary last year. So we've raised over 72,000 pairs of pajamas, not for just Child Haven now, but for 18 different charities in the valley.
Wow, that's amazing. And you even get the radio disc jockeys, that's the DJs, you even get them to put on pajamas for the day.
That's the big fun of it, is we partner with Beasley Broadcasting Group. They bring out all of their DJs. We have 4 different locations throughout the valley. We set up beds the day of the event in April, and they come out in their pajamas and broadcast live. And we ask for people to drop off their pajamas or cash. And it's really moving because we have little kids that bring their piggy banks and dump their money out on the table, or walk up with one little pair. Or we have grandmothers that bring one pair, and we have corporations that bring bags full. So it's really just a diverse group. And over the years, we've developed these little bunny trails that people have gone off on. We've got little groups, in Sun Cities that are having little craft fairs and dances to raise pajamas that they bring out at the event. It's a really warm-hearted type of an event that anyone can get involved in.
Well, I think the program is about to get started. Thank you so much, Darcy, and congratulations on the success of this wonderful nonprofit.
Thank you so much, Debbie, and thanks to the Valley for all your support.
Thank you for spending your weekend morning with us. We'll be back next week with new discoveries just for you. Tune in at 8:30 a.m. Saturday morning right here on KTUD Vegas TV.